Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video, our second for today. This is Sigvald, Slaanesh's golden boy, and one of the few direct links that we have to Slaanesh himself or herself in the Total War Warhammer series. Obviously, we are aware that in the third and final game of the series, things will get a little bit, kinkier, if you want to say it that way. But until then, we rely on the efforts of modders to bring us the servants of the Dark Powers to Total War Warhammer 2. And boy did they do so, ChaosRobie strikes again alongside a collaborative effort with Bálint to bring us the following. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Daemonettes of Slaanesh. They are the most numerous of Slaanesh's servants, and an extension of the Dark Prince of Pleasure's will itself. This is by far, for me at least, one of the most exciting mods released so far. I am a big fan of Slaanesh. I used to play a Slaaneshi army on the tabletop, so it's great to see this mod being done so well. These are units that can be recruited by the Warriors of Chaos and the Dark Elves. Their stats themselves are quite good, but before we get into stats and seeing how they perform on the battlefield, let's just check out how they compare with the official Warhammer Daemonette minis. On screen right now is one of the representations of Daemonettes as Warhammer minis, and it's very obvious that the modders did a very fantastic job when it came to reinterpreting the model as a Total War Warhammer unit. Once again, this shows off how the modding community for Total War Warhammer is absolutely outstanding. The Daemonettes themselves look amazing, their idle animations are quite good, and you'll see their battle animations soon enough. Barring a small clipping issue which is fairly unnoticeable, the unit itself is so well done, and the models themselves are so varied, that it's honestly the standard that we expect from it to be released in an official format. Hopefully, a bunch of other modders will implement this unit into their Chaos-related mods, because it looks absolutely amazing and plays extremely well. Stat-wise, they might be a bit overtuned, but let's just go check them out ourselves. Stat-wise, they're fairly powerful. Little to no armor as you can expect because, well, Slaanesh, so either bikinis or little bit of clothing and that's it. But generally, Daemonettes are armor-piercing anti-infantry units. They are there to take out your enemy's front line, and with this mod they absolutely do so. Their stats themselves are shown on screen right now, and I've got a few different variants of Daemonettes in this army. All of them are the same unit, the only difference is the chevrons, which means what rank they are. The bonuses given by the ranks themselves aren't really that impressive. You don't really get that much unless you're going all the way until rank 9. But in all honesty, you don't need high-level Daemonettes to do damage whatsoever. These beautiful she-demons will have little trouble ripping apart masses of infantry, no matter how heavily armored they may be. What you're seeing on screen right now is a battle that I just played versus a fairly well-rounded army of Norscan warriors. They had champions, fast attack wolves, and so on, and honestly, it wasn't too much of a problem. I had around 440 entities versus their 2,200, and my Daemonettes had very little trouble ripping apart these Norscan warriors. In truth, I took very little losses. The battle took around 8 or so minutes, and it wasn't really that difficult to fight off these Norscans. Granted, the Norscans themselves aren't the most heavily armoured or most impressive units, in fact they are rather weak, but this was simply a test to see how they would perform against a basic army. Obviously, one test is not enough, multiple would be needed, so next I had my same force of 440 Daemonettes, accompanied by Sigvald of course, versus an army of 990 Chaos Chosen. Chosen are probably one of the best infantry units available in the Total War Warhammer series as of now, and they did put up quite a bit of a fight. In truth, they started doing heavy damage to some units, and I almost completely lost a full unit. Still, my Daemonettes easily started ripping them apart once they got to surrounding them. Obviously, armoured infantry will suffer against the Daemonettes, so onwards onto our next test. For the next test, I wanted to even out the playfield a little bit. The same army of 440 Daemonettes, accompanied by Sigvald, versus Morgur the Shadowgave, and an army of 272 unbreakable Chaos Spawn. This is an army of monstrous, unbreakable anti-infantry units. And as is showing on screen right now, they were able to do some damage, easily brushing aside many Daemonettes as they forced others back to the realms of chaos. I took much more losses this time round, almost half of my Daemonettes had been slaughtered, but ultimately I took the win once again. But we've only been facing very specific types of armies. Now it is time for one final test where we'll face off against a more well-rounded army. And for our last test, my same army of Daemonettes fought against a very well-rounded army of lizardmen, which included high-tier infantry, skirmishing range units, monsters in different forms, and also some flyers. The army composition was extremely well-rounded, and I figured would present a bit of a problem against my Daemonettes. In truth, the lizardmen themselves did a decent amount of damage. This will be shown on screen as the video progresses, but ultimately I took the win with at least more than 2/5 of my forces remaining. The Daemonettes themselves might be a tad overtuned, but generally they seem to be quite fun to use. If you're using the Daemonettes in a kinda lore-friendly sense when creating some armies, you're not going to field full 20 stacks of these demons, so then again, you won't really be too overpowered. That being said, honestly, the mod is fantastic. I think the modders did a phenomenal job implementing these demons into the Total War Warhammer series, and I can't wait to see what they have planned for future stuff. If they've already done Daemonettes, who's to say that we won't see a Keeper of Secrets, or Fiends, or Pleasure Seekers? If anything, this video shows how important the modding community is for the Total War Warhammer community, especially since we do have fairly long content droughts. It'll be a fair while until we hear any news about Total War Warhammer 3, and even longer until it gets released, so seeing the modding community bring the demons of chaos to life, so to speak, is an impressive feat. I'm hoping that other modders, such as the Ultimate Chaos mod, will work closely alongside these modders in an effort to get their demons to actually look like demons. Despite the fact that the Daemonettes are right now fairly overpowered, the mod is still very fun, and I do recommend it for Chaos players. The mod can be found in the description below, and, well, if you're having fun with it, let them know that the Great Book sent you. But with that, my friends, we come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various different social media links such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Using our special link and also our special code, both of which can be found in our description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A special thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Pence, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Hewell and VSVasan for subscribing to us at our Fane level. Honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. It really means a lot to me, especially since all the money earned from Patreon goes directly back onto the channel. New webcam, equipment, microphones, and so on. And a big thank you to all of you liking, sharing, commenting on these videos. Honestly, I'm really enjoying creating this content and chatting to all of you guys about speculation, new content, and so on. It's absolutely awesome. It's been nice to make a few friends along the way. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and I shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.